First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Rakakwadash. A double honor to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Salutations to you, I can push on the work of truth and sincerity. Prophesy the downfall of America, aka Babylon the Great. All right, this is the last leg of the Roman Empire, which is the Roman Empire's Esau, Edom, so-called white man. All right, and this is the time that he's being revealed for being the wicked. Okay, you got so many of our people who want to cling on to this westernized culture and accept this devil's his way, his standard above the truth. All right, the truth of the Bible, the truth of who we are. Okay, they continue to shun the truth and be stuck in their pseudo lives. All right, the fake lives, the pseudo lives that Esau has created for you.
Shalom, GMS. We got next.
Shalom. So we want to start with go ahead. Because now you got the thing with Kyrie, and then you got the thing with the small hats. Playing the accuser. Calling everybody in the world anti-Semitic. All right. They use the term anti-Semite, but it's really Shemite. All right. And the whole time they're being anti-Semitic because they've been abusing and mistreating 12 tribes of Israel here in America. All right. And they don't want everybody to know their power structure and how well connected they are, but the Lord is exposing them. He's exposing the nakedness of the wicked. You see, and a lot of you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you get on the media, the red media, and you do what they call chuck and jive. All right, and essentially what you do is justify the wicked for reward. Okay, and this was not the time for you to just we don't live in a time where it's okay to just not understand what's going on. So go ahead.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51 and verse 6. And it reads, "Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul."
Right, and this is for essentially those who believe, okay? Deliver your soul from this society. That means you have to break away. Go ahead.
"Be not cut off in her iniquity."
Yep.
For this is the time of the Lord's vengeance.
Right, this is the time of the Lord's vengeance, okay? Be not cut off in her iniquity, okay? This is the time of the Lord's vengeance, man, all right? And so you got a lot of people holding hands in this society, and this society is corrupt, all right? The standard, the way, all right, is corrupt, all right? And it's being ruled by the wicked. And a lot of you join their hands with the wicked, okay? All right? But you're going to be cut off in her iniquity, all right? And those that believe, all right, those are the ones that's going to flee out of the midst thereof, meaning they're going to deliver themselves from the corruption, all right? Go ahead.
For this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense.
Yeah, so the Lord is going to pay the society back for what it's done, all right? Through the ill-gotten gains, okay? And the number one person we're talking about who the Lord is going to judge is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, all right? That includes the small hatters too.
That's right.
Because they're the chief house, all right? They're the Amalekites. They're the chief house of Esau, all right, or Edom. Yep, the head tribe. That's why I said chief. Chief meaning the head. Okay, so the Lord is putting the spirit out there for them to be exposed. All right, go ahead. Finish that, and then you can go. Just pass it,
Verse 7. "Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad."
Yep. And that wine is your democracy, right? That wine is your real life philosophy. You push it on other nations, all right? And that is in turn made them naked, all right? And it pretty much, sabotaged their society. So they're mad. The nations are mad. Okay? Go ahead.
Verse 8. "Babylon fallen and destroyed.
Because that's ultimately the end of this society. It's gonna be destroyed.
Right.
Okay? It's gonna be paid back for all the ill-gotten gains because it's blood that was spilled on this land, which makes it cursed. Okay? So if you can pass your precept, and then you can get that mark.
Democratic Party. Play.
That's the book of Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 21, and it reads, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished.
Right, so you niggas can defend the so-called small hatters all you want. But it's the Lord's judgment that's going out on them. That's why they can't hide themselves. That's right. See? Even how they're taking and silencing people right now, which is part of the social credit system, and how they're gonna set things up. All right, so you can't say anything that offends their power structure. So soon enough, they're gonna be able to cut you off, just like they do with Kanye, and that's just like they do in Kyrie. All right.
And
And all
even
the niggas, they like what Charleston White said. He said they get the strongest nigga, and they beat him, and they keep beating him, and they beat him in subjection around the other niggas. So the other niggas, the field niggas, whatever you want to call them, slave Negroes, wouldn't bite the hand that feeds them, so to speak. So that's what's happening right now.
Textbook Willie Lynch.
Yep. Go ahead.
God, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished.
Right. Just because you join a hand with this devil, all right, in this corrupt society, doesn't mean he's gonna go unpunished. You can't save the so-called white man, Esau Edom. Hell, he don't want to save himself. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
But the seed of the righteous shall be delivered.
Yep. So the seed of the righteous gonna be delivered. Those that hearken unto the Lord, hearken after His ways. All right, and searching for the Lord. All right, those are the ones that's gonna be saved, because the scriptures say the wicked shall do wicked, and that's what they're doing in this society. They're just being wicked. All right, all sorts of extortion, all sorts of wicked, satanic vibrations that's being pushed. All right, all in hopes so that they can reclaim a birthright which they lost. All right, you find that out, figure that out in Genesis. Okay, all right, the so-called white man lost his birthright because the scriptures say he was crazy. Go ahead, though. Where it says, wicked have lost his generation. Don't be ashamed.
Speak up, too, okay.
It's the book of Mark, chapter 8. Now I start at verse 36. And it reads, for what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? Right. Whosoever therefore shall be ashamed of me and of my words in this adulterous and sinful generation, of him also shall the Son of Man be ashamed.
Right, so this wasn't the time to hold hands with the devil, okay? And those that are ashamed, those who draw back, all right, the Lord is going to be ashamed of you at his appearing, okay? So you're not going to get any favor from the Lord. You're not going to get your sins wiped clean, okay? Because the Lord is coming, and he's coming with that judgment seat.
That's right.
All right? And he's going to judge all the nations. He's going to judge the tribes, all right? And he's going to judge Edom by way of the sword, all right? By way of thermonuclear destruction. Go ahead.
Of him also shall the Son of Man be ashamed when he cometh in the glory of his Father with the holy angels.
Right, so we're not going to be ashamed in front of this adulterous-ass generation, all right? This is the worst type of generation. And if you save the face for these people in this generation, that means you reject the Heavenly Father and His Son, all right, and His righteousness, okay? Which Daniel 12 tell you about what's going to happen to them, all right? Everlasting shame and contempt.
That's right.
You know, which we can get that. But go ahead, man.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 17 and verse 15. He that justifieth the wicked and he that condemneth the just, even they both are abomination to the Lord.
Right, so these niggas on the red media, all right, they're abomination to the Lord. Shaq, Diesel, you know, with a name like Diesel, you would think that you know, he'll stand up to the tyranny. But this nigga 7'2", 7'1",
For nothing.
just a big old nobody, man. Cause you want to hold hands with the wicked, man.
Shakun.
And they're being exposed. They know exactly that they're the wicked. Okay.
Well, you know what's funny about that? That nigga, that big overgrown nigga Shakun, he started cooning because he sees the persecution and the liquidation of wealth that's happening to Kanye West. And the thing about it is, he played that same film that Kyrie shared on Twitter in one of his movie theaters like 3 years ago. And then see,
that's why he's speaking up so loud.
Yep. See the internet on his ass. See Jake already posted pictures of him on Twitter and Instagram of him being with Israelites.
Yeah,
Israelite camps.
Yeah, you a fucking hypocrite, man. And see that this wasn't the time to be ashamed of this.
Yep.
Because you being ashamed of the truth, all right, of the Lord's righteousness, all right, and his mercy upon us getting his truth, him opening up to his prophets so we can seal the elect, all right. You know, if you're ashamed of this, then you're gonna be ashamed at his appearance, and that's the worst type of shame. You know, that's a dreadful shame. All right, you got it. When he sold his birthright, all right, because this is perpetual. And then Ezekiel 35, you're dealing with a perpetual hatred, all right, or a perpetual a skirmish between Esau and Jacob. Esau being the so-called white man, all right, and Jacob being the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and West Indians.
That's the eternal enmity.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, eternal enmity. Go ahead.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 27, and I'm going to start at verse 39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother.
It's he despised his birthright. Yeah, when he ate the morsel of meat. You know, because this essentially is Esau's, you know, origin. Because that birthright, all right, it sets you up for the future. It's your inheritance, and he cast it away. You know, and then
So he cast away his bowels.
Yep. Psalms, where it says he was estranged from the womb. Go ahead, Les.
Genesis 25 and 29, and Jacob sowed pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint.
All right, because this is why they don't want you to be connected with history. All right, because the history connects you with the character. All right, and the character, these things that the character goes through, what you were reading, there's certain spiritual traits that identify them. You have that throughout all the scriptures, omens, name predictions. All right, then you have spiritual traits, inheritance that was passed down to these progenitors of what they call the so-called white and so-called dark nations. All right, okay, which everybody don't spawn from Esau, everybody don't spawn from Jacob, but we spawn from the Hebrews. That's the legacy.
Line of
right?
Shem.
And the progenitor Shem, all right, or the patriarch Shem. What are the patriarchs? Go ahead.
Genesis 25 and 30, and Esau said to Jacob, Feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom.
Yep.
And Jacob said, Sell me this day thy birthright.
Out of woman, all right? Edom meaning red, okay? Because there's more that's going on in this situation, okay? All right, this man was on the brink of death, and instead of, you know, having integrity and waiting and being patient and long-suffering, he chose the other way out. Go ahead.
Verse 32, and Esau said, Behold, I am at the point to die, and what profit shall this birthright do to me?
Yeah, what the hell is this going to benefit me? How is this going to benefit me? And in in the ancient world, that ain't how you go about, you know, speaking on a legacy that's supposed to be passed down on an inheritance. You're supposed to be hoping and waiting for that blessing. But his whole thing is, well, how is this blessing or this inheritance going to benefit me?
He wanted instant gratification.
Yep. Go ahead.
Verse 33.
Which speaks to his spirit. And that's how we, by extrapolating and understanding the mindset of Esau, that's how we act today. Go ahead.
Verse 33. And Jacob said, swear to me this day. And he sware unto him. And he sold his birthright unto Jacob, Esau. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright.
Right, so he despised it. To hell with that. What's that going to do for me? Give me that morsel of meat. All right? So go ahead.
I got it.
Okay. I know you want to read it.
He said it ain't gonna work.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 12, starting at verse 15, and it reads,
I just have to learn how to hold my precepts. Go ahead.
looking diligently, lest any man fail of the grace of the Most High, lest any root of bitterness springing up trouble you, and thereby many be defiled.
Yep, that root of bitterness. That's what Esau had. He had a bitterness towards what? Honestly, towards a love that was in a legacy that was passed down from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Yeah.
All right.
Cast it away.
You know, it skipped Esau. He was rejected. All right. And then that inheritance went to Jacob, and that's why, you know, we're gonna get to it. That's why he vowed to kill his brother. But go ahead.
Verse 16, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau.
Right. That's why it's called him a fornicator and a profane person, because what? He was estranged from the womb. Okay? We're going to get that in Psalms. You got it.
Who, for one morsel of meat, sold his birthright.
Right. So he despised, and it says, we just read, he despised his birthright. Okay? And this is why, ultimately, this is one of the reasons why he was rejected. Because he rejected the promise in the beginning. He rejected his inheritance from the beginning.
That's right.
And we're going to go into that word estranged and what it means, and deal with Esau's mentality and his origin. All right? Go ahead.
Verse 17, for ye know.
Because they're still working in the earth, vocab Malone. They're still pushing wickedness in the earth. And 2 Ezra 9 and 17. Just hold it for me. We're going to bring it out. Go ahead.
For ye know how that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing.
He would have inherited the blessing if he would have kept his integrity. If he wouldn't have despised it. Go ahead.
He was rejected.
Right, he was rejected. Because you got a lot of Edomites that say, oh,
Jacob stole the blessing.
Yeah, he stole the blessing. Or they got some type of excuse. Well, there ain't no excuse. Because he was fully aware. He was fully conscious.
Yep.
He cogitated.
He just thought the food was more important.
Yeah, that's all. You know? Go ahead.
It says he was rejected, for he found no place of repentance.
No place of repentance. And what proves that he found no place of repentance? Because his actions towards his brother Jacob, and their continual actions towards their brother Jacob. All right, we can show you live and in color how these Edomites feel about their brother. All right.
You still wanted that Ezekiel 35?
Yep. Go ahead.
For he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears.
Right. They sought it carefully with tears. Okay. But they found no place of repentance. Go ahead. Is that it? Okay, let's see. Yeah, second Ezra 9 and 17.
Still want that song?
Yeah, get that. Yeah, in fact, we'll hold that second Ezra. But we got to bring that second Ezra to come out. Go ahead, man.
It's the book of Psalm, chapter 58 and verse 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies.
Right, and that's why I call him Esau a fornicator, because he was speaking lies. All right. In actuality, he went after another god. All right. He didn't worship. He didn't keep the traditions of his father Abraham. Okay. And you still see that dealing with these small hats to this day. They got what they call a Talmud, and it shows you the merits. And it shows you the standard that, or the, how can I say, their religious beliefs, for lack of better words, all right? And what they believe in. They believe in complete tyranny, terror towards their own nation and another nation, you know? And it's perverse. It's ungodly. All right, they can have sex. In the Talmud, it stresses that you can have sex with a newborn baby. All right, male or female.
They circumcise the males with their teeth.
Yeah, they circumcise the males with their teeth. So their wickedness, it shows you their strangeness. It shows you their profaneness. All right, it shows you their fornication. Okay, so read that again.
Psalm 58:3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies.
Yep, and that's what Esau did. Okay, now I want you to see this. All right, the word estranged. If you don't mind reading this one, and then read this one. The point is in the verb. But you can read both, the top and the bottom.
This is the etymological definition of estranged.
This is Esau. Keep in mind, this is the nature of the so-called white man Esau Edom. All right, in his ways, and this is how he is in the earth. Go ahead.
From the late 1500s, it says from the French estranger, to alienate, to treat as a stranger.
So he was what? Essentially, that's how he treated his family, his own family. Because it's going to tell you he rejected the love, the legacy that was passed down. Go ahead.
Foreign from without.
So he was foreign, he was without. Okay, go ahead.
All right, this is the other definition. It says to arouse hostility or indifference in where there had formerly been love, affection, or friendliness.
So he was hostile towards his own inheritance. That's why it says he despised his inheritance.
That's why it was rejected.
That's why he was rejected. Thank you. And that's your answer for all you dumbass Edomites, all you Christians that say why Esau can't be saved. That's on him and God. Because it tell you, hey, that's between you and
God. Out of our hands.
That's out of our hands. No, that's real talk. Because when you read the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary, it tell you, and I left mine too, and I've been bringing it every week.
I set it on the table so I can specifically bring it.
Yeah. Yeah, I showed up because I got two of them. That's my bad. That's my bad. I should have brought it. I've been bringing it every week. But yeah, you gotta be ready. But yeah, in the Compact Bible, the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary, it says Esau is a prominent figure of future judgment.
Yep, that's right.
And that proves vocab alone that Esau still exists.
That's right.
Hell, it tells you in the Jewish Encyclopedia that modern day Jewry is Edom.
Well,
Edom,
Edom, yeah. No, Edom. You're right. The Jewish one. Yep. It's either the Jewish Encyclopedia or the Britannica.
Yeah, one of the two. But you can look that up. But it tell you the Jewish is modern. Jewry is modern day Edom, and it tells you that the Romans is Edom as well.
Yep, that's in the classical biblical baby names.
Right, and that's why in the school, our school curriculum was centered around what? The history was centered around the Greek and the Roman Empire. All right, and we learn Greek paganry. We learn they held the Roman ideology in high esteem.
With the Roman numerals.
Yeah, with the that's how society is made up. And the elders brought that out a long time ago. That even in the medical field, you got to learn Latin. Yep. And Latin goes back to the Roman Empire. It came out of Italy.
That's right.
You know, so those are connections. You see, these scholars, modern day scholars, these what do you call them? Successionism, and the supersessionalism.
Supersessionalism, yep.
They like to disregard these tangible tidbit information. You know. So guess what? That alone disqualifies your scholarship because you don't even consider those things. You don't even add it to the question. Well, you know how they
they don't even consider the question.
Yeah.
Like
consider it when they speak talking points. They don't even accept those talking points.
Well, they don't even accept the Apocrypha as canon.
Well, all y'all need to know is America's gonna be destroyed by thermonuclear fire. So get your bread and circuses on.
That's right.
Keep going to the sports bars. Keep going to the basketball games, the football games. Cause this might be y'all last year, man. You got it.
Psalm 58:4. just brought this out too. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear.
That's dealing with Esau, Edom. All right. Then they are the epitome of wickedness. All right. I love to give them evil names and shit too. The epitome of evil, evil incarnate. Yeah, the arbiter of death. You know. You got it. But Salaki, read it again. My bad.
Psalm 58:4.
I can't even say what
Their
I wanted to say.
poison is like the poison of a serpent.
Yeah, because Esau is that serpent. All right, hand in hand. That goes back somewhere. All right.
Perpetrator of poison.
Yeah. What is he using now? Look at that. Oh, he's real mad. Better hold your garments, y'all.
Solomon Lamont.
Better hold your garments because he out here fussing. Ask him if the sound quality good.
Lamont, is the sound good?
Yeah, so go ahead and read that again.
Psalm 58:4.
And that's what Salaki, that's what this devil is. He's a serpent. All right? And even with the serpent serum that he's giving everybody with the JAB, okay? You find out that goes back to having
The water.
having what's that the serpent's his poison.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was. It wasn't from a rattlesnake. That was in the JAB. Yeah, snake venom. That's actually in the JAB. All right, go ahead.
Psalm 58:4. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent.
So all those are telltale signs. All right, especially if you're paying attention to what's going on in the spirit and what's going on in our reality. This devil is showing himself to be who the scriptures say he is.
That's right.
A serpent, a devil. All right, that old serpent. Okay. The wicked. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear.
That stop at their ear. Right, because they're not trying to add to anything. That's why the scriptures say their bowels is shut up within them. The bowels is really dealing with your mind. It's dealing with that, that deep feeling. And that's what Esau doesn't have. He doesn't have that. That's why he was a fornicator. That's why the scripture say he was estranged. He was a foreigner. All right, he was hostile towards that which his own legacy, his own love that protruded from Isaac and his mother Rebecca. You see, he fought against his brother in the womb. These are all telltale signs. These are all spiritual things, not actual things that happen, but they have a spiritual
Meaning?
Thank you. Go ahead. Get that the second Ezra
6 and 17? Oh, 9 and 17.
And then Ezekiel 35.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra.
This is Khan, jump Khan, where's Khan?
2nd Ezra 9 and 17. And he answered me, saying, like as the field is, so is also the seed. As the flowers be, such are the colors also. Such as the workman is, so also is the work. And as the husbandman is himself, so is his husbandry also. For it was the time of the world. And now when I prepared the world, which was not yet made, even for them to dwell in that now live, no man spake against me.
Yeah, because you had a point. You didn't have at a point that where mankind wasn't boasting themselves up to be against the Most High. Now you see that it started with Nimrod. And what did Nimrod try to place? He tried to place a one world order. That's where they get the whole ideal from.
That's right.
You see? But before that, mankind wasn't trying to stand up against the Heavenly Father. We're going to do this, oneness. We're going to create our own thing, you know? That came later on. Correct me if I'm wrong. Go ahead, though.
Verse 19, for then everyone obeyed, but now the manners of them which are created in this world that is made are corrupted by a perpetual seed.
So their ways are corrupted by a perpetual seed. And that perpetual seed is starting with the serpent, all right? And it trickled down to Cain, all right? And then Cain's descendants, all right? and their descendants were wiped out. But those spirits came back, and it came back through Esau. Because why? We're going to get why it came back through Esau, because it's one thing that he said, all right, after he was given his birthright or his blessing. Because he trashed his birthright, he despised his birthright, but he had a blessing that comes as well. All right? But he said it after the blessing, which is going to prove what type of we're talking about. All right, go ahead.
But it says, but now the manners of them which are created in this world that is made are corrupted by a perpetual seed.
So your manners are being corrupted by that perpetual seed. Perpetual is dealing with antiquity. It's dealing with the past. All right? Who is that seed? That wicked seed.
Go back to Genesis 3.
Second Ezra 4. Yeah, yep, 3 and 15. And then second Ezra Salakia. 4 and 26. Yeah, did you finish that one?
Just a little bit. And by a law which is unsearchable, rid themselves.
Right, a law that's unsearchable, they rid themselves. Isaiah 24. They brought in, they changed time, they changed the season, they changed the laws, all right, and they broke in that everlasting covenant, okay, which the curse, now the scripture saying that in Isaiah 24 that the curse came over the earth because of their ways, because of them changing the laws. That's why the world is so fucked up. And you Christians, all right, you other religions out here, y'all want to make it seem like this is this boogeyman that's doing all this wickedness. Well, you got people actually crying out. Kyrie, Kanye, some of them who have a life in this world, who are compromised, all right, and who can't really stand up because they have this life that they had to live, all right, and that they had to maintain. Okay, so they're being compromised, but this wasn't the time to be compromised. This was the time to stand up against, be in the times where we're supposed to be standing up and revealing the wicked for who they are.
That's right.
Okay, because the Lord is going to come back and bring judgment. And we're going to get that in First John 3 and 8. But go ahead. If you can, just hold 1 John 3 and 8. You don't have to read it. Go ahead. Second Ezra 4 and 26.
All right,
I'll get to the point. 28.
All right, this is Second Ezra 4 and 28. But as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, I will tell thee. For the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good. For the grain of evil seed have been sown in the heart of Adam from the beginning.
So the grain of evil seed have been sown in the heart of Adam from the beginning. So the wicked came through, of course, through the seed of Adam, all right? Okay? And they were here on this earth, and they're still here on this earth. Go ahead.
For the grain of evil seed have been sown in the heart of Adam from the beginning.
We're the ones that put those puzzle pieces together, okay? We don't want to link it up to show you who it is. So we won't be playing this game of who you think the wicked is. We're going to say, they're going to think the spiritual Satan, the spiritual demon Satan. Well, he has a counterpart on earth that carries out his work, all right? And that's who Esau, the so-called white man, who he goes to with his in his seances, in his sacrifices, because this white man is a witch, all right, a warlock, and they deal in heavy witchcraft and Satanism.
That's right.
You can see it in this society. They set up satanic churches. It's like, I'm gonna let you get back this. They set up satanic churches. All right, they say you can't worship God. They take God out of certain different quotes. All right,
have this
like
Gothic architecture.
Anthem. All right, so they're telling you exactly who they are. And the scriptures say what in Isaiah 3 and 9? They shoot forth their countenance as their countenance show against them. You know, they declare themselves as Sodom. Go ahead, slide.
Second Ezra 4 and 30, for the grain of evil seed had been sown in the heart of Adam from the beginning, and how much ungodliness hath it brought up unto this time?
Right, so how much ungodliness hath it brought up? A whole lot, all right? And that wickedness, of course, we always go to First Maccabees 1 and 7, because we mentioned earlier, the spawn of the empire, the Edomite Empire started with the Greeks.
That's right.
All right?
Edom, so-called cradle of civilization.
These are all Edomites, the Idumeans. They call themselves Idumeans. The Herodians. All right? When they snuck their asses up in the ranks in Israel. All right? Go ahead.
And how much shall it yet bring forth And how much shall it yet bring forth until the time of threshing come?
Right, so it's going to bring forth a lot. All right, in a time of threshing is the Lord's bringing his judgment. All right, ultimately that thermonuclear destruction, and he's going to turn a lot of people into powdered dust by way of those what the world calls UAPs or UFOs. All right, the chariots of the Most High. Go ahead.
Verse 31. Ponder now by thyself how great fruit of wickedness the grain of evil seed hath brought forth.
A whole lot of wickedness. Okay, the Lord is at the point where he's through with it. 2 Ezra 15:5. Go ahead.
And when the ears shall be cut down, which are without number,
Those are the people. The ears are the people. Go ahead.
how great a floor shall they fill?
Yep. Because it's like the Lord likened it unto corn in the field. All right. Because you use is it
Sickle?
called shears or sickle? You sickle, you thresh, I guess. All right. You cut down, and the Lord's going to separate the wheat from the tare. Go ahead. That's why it's terrible.
Verse 32, 2 Ezra 4:32. And when the ears shall, it's like it 33. Then I answered and said, how and when shall these things come to pass? Wherefore are our years few and evil? And he answered me, it's like,
yeah, that's the perpetual seed. So essentially we're dealing with the perpetual seed. The scripture's telling you there's a wicked seed on earth. So the wicked is here. They're live and in coming. All right. I mean, that's a sarcasm. They're not actually incoming. All right. Because most of them are so-called white. If we say so-called white, all right, because not all Edomites are white. All right. You got Edomites that's hiding among all the other nations. All right, including our nation. Okay, they spread that seed far and wide, just like we have. You know, that's why the parable of the tare and the wheat. The angels are coming back to reap, and they're gonna separate the wicked from the righteous. Go ahead.
This is the book of 2 Ezra, chapter 15 and verse 5. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled.
Now I said wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth. And we just read that it was done by a perpetual seed. How they corrupted the world through a perpetual seed. Now it's dealing with the seed line of Esau Edom. First Maccabees 1:7, really quick. And then I was thinking 1 John 3:8.
This is 1 Maccabees 1:7. And it reads, wickedness increased in the
1:7.
1 Maccabees 1:7. So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died.
We know who Alexander is, all right?
Your daddy.
Exactly, all right? We know he's an Edomite, okay? In the land of Kittim. His father was Philip Macedon of Kittim, okay? And they came out to the Jaffa land, you know? And they split
The nations.
Yeah, they smote the nations, in particular the Persians and the Romans, you know?
Darius had.
Yeah. So we know who we talking about, all right? And the scholars know. You see? Go ahead.
Verse 8, and his servants bear rule every one in his place. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves.
This is the Edomite Empire expansion. All right, you have 4 different expansions. You had the Ptolemaic Empire, Ptolemaic. You had the Seleucid Empire. All right. Who else you had? You had the north, south, east, and the west. Antigonus. You know, and then you had Lysimachus. You know, and these 4 generals, part of that perpetual seed, is the ones that's overtaking the earth. And this is where, go ahead.
And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves, so did their sons after them many years. and evils were multiplied in the earth.
Right, evils were multiplied. That's synonymous with wickedness. And therefore part of that perpetual seed. That's Esau's legacy. We're reading Esau's legacy right there. You see? So he ain't, you know, Vocab Malone want to make you think that he ain't nowhere to be found, but he's indeed found because of his works in the earth. All right? And we can identify, we can spiritually identify him by the things that's being done in the earth. All right?
His bloody footprints.
Yeah, his bloody carbon footprints. You know? Go ahead.
Verse 10, and there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes.
Yeah, because he takes the cake. When it comes to all so-called white people, Antiochus Epiphanes takes the cake. He was the wickedest Edomite in history. One of the wickedest. All right? No? Because what? He, what is it? He did the abomination of desolation, where they sacrificed pigs on the altar. All right? And that was during the Maccabean Empire, all right, or the Hasmonean dynasty. Okay, see, all that history is there, but they act like we're supposed to forget. You know, go ahead.
And there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes, son of Antiochus the king, who had been in hostage at Rome, and he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks.
See, so it put a year and a date on that bad boy. It's stamped. Ain't no way you can hide that. All right. So wickedness grew in the earth during the time of the Greek Edomite expansion. All right, when they Hellenized the world. You see, you even had so-called Israelites, or not so-called, but Israelites, become wicked and following their customs. All right, and that's where the Gentiles came in. That's how most of our people became Gentiles. All right, during this Edomite expansion. So a lot of you still holding on to that Greek customs, which it shows you just a spiritual correlation. A lot of you pledge Greek. All right, a lot of you pledge Greek. What is that? That actually goes back to something. You see, and that's why you niggas can't hide. We know who you is. You niggas too. Because a lot of you know the history. A lot of you still with that Greek shit, but a lot of you know that you're Israelites. You see? You've heard the word, and they ain't gonna be no cloak for your sins. Go ahead.
And a lot of historical black colleges pledge Greek.
Yeah, all of them, if not all of them. If not all of them. Because it's a fraternity, sorority. The sorority is dealing with the women. YouTube? Yeah. GMS Fortress? Yeah, GMS Fortress.
Yeah, man, because I've
been studying?
I've definitely been studying.
You seeing what's happening in the
Yeah,
news right now, right?
yeah, and it's basically like my time, like to just commit, like fully, like I just started doing like just stop eating pork, you know.
Yeah,
I
that's
stopped
what's
eating
up.
pork for like 2 years.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
You know, stuff like that.
That's what's up. You can drink. Just so you know, you gotta drink moderately.
Yeah, that too. You know what I mean? Just and then really, the only thing I'm really messing up on is just like the fringes right now. And I smoke.
Yeah, don't worry about the fringes because it's dealing with your spirit. You know? And you know, pray on that smoking shit because that ain't nothing but a demon.
I'm trying to leave that alone like tomorrow.
Right.
Like ASAP.
Scripture say be fully persuaded, but also give them 4:26 real quick. Because we at the end, man. So
Yeah.
It's time to hit the ground running, bro. I got one for you, and then you can.
Alright, I'm gonna get y'all YouTube too.
Okay,
I'm
GMS, somebody
too, yeah.
you want to give it to them real quick, slack. Or give them the elders. Yeah, give them the elders. And then give them
GMS, right?
yeah, Great Millstone. Could you?
Huh? I can do it. What's up? Oh, yeah, I can.
Yeah, it's time. Now, you know, the Lord has put the Spirit on these individuals. You know, well, He's put the Spirit, He's been putting His Spirit out there, but He's opening it up more, you know. The origin, the originators, all right, started with, you know, Abba Bivens, then you had the men under him, High Priest Yaquab, Ariah, all the, the head guys, and then, our apostles and elders, Slaki, because, I don't know everybody, but I've heard their names, enough, all right? High Priest Masha, Yaquab, these were the men at the top, and the Spirit was dealing with them, and it passed on down to the elders and apostles now, so that they invigorate our spirit.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Go.
But he got this precept for you.
This is the book of Baruch chapter 4 and verse 27. Be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto Yahweh.
Because that's essentially what we got to do. We got to start crying to the Lord. Yeah. Because leaning on this so-called white man ain't going to do it. We supposed to lean on the Lord. Yeah. That's the prophecy. That we're going to lean on him and stay on him rather than our oppressors.
And I see that's going to get me there too. Like, every time like I smoke, I'll be like, I don't even really want to pray and none of that because I'm smoking, you know what I mean? Yeah. But then I know, like, if I just lean on him, he'll stop me from all that.
It'll open it. That should open you up to demons and spirits, man. They fuck with you more. So it's hard to, be focused. Scriptures talk about being sober-minded, You got your balance, but smoking ain't good. It ain't good for your lungs. Yeah, fuck that smoking shit. That shit for losing. And that's how they money too. Yeah, exactly. Go ahead.
Okay, but it says, for you shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you, which is the curses.
Yep. So that's what you're supposed to do. Because he says what? He's going to turn his back until we acknowledge our offense against him. Right, and that's part of this. That's part of this understanding that we went off as a nation and trying to get back to the Lord's grace. My bad.
Verse 28. For as it was your mind to go astray from the Most High,
that's the point.
So being returned, seek him 10 times more.
And that's what you're supposed to do. So you take that, and you're supposed to be hot about this. So do your studying, keep praying, and then the Lord with your spirit. Hey, for sure, man. We here, bro. We here, bro. That's what we here.
Yeah, every Saturday, bro.
I'm trying to get out here like ASAP, bro. I'm gonna hit y'all up, bro. I'm gonna hit y'all up on YouTube. My YouTube called Israel.
Okay, cool.
So I might come in on something.
All right, bet.
Okay.
All right, bro. Hey, look. All right. But yeah, man, that's what we're coming to.
There's gonna be a lot more of that now.
Yeah, and then you're gonna have individuals, talking, but then you're gonna have individuals who walk, who are actually going, that's for force, so to speak.
You can oversee.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
yeah, the soul, because that's the seed is being sown again. All right, the Lord is he's, how can I say it, man? He's expanding this truth now in the minds of everybody in the world, so no one has an excuse to knowing that it's true.
Matthew 24:14.
And once you know it, once it's being revealed to you, it's up to you to accept or reject it, which we know there's already destined of our nation, 2/3 that's going to reject the truth. You see? Go ahead.
Go back to 2 Corinthians 15.
And then we got the first John 3 and 8. Because we already know what the Lord going to do to Esau, man. The Lord is the one that's going to eradicate Esau, okay? All right, and nobody, you niggas ain't gonna get up, come together and get arms and come against Esau. It ain't gonna happen. You ain't gonna secretly get out there in the wilderness. You're gonna build your little community, your
Off-grid community.
Colony, you remember the colony? They was in the snow and shit.
The cannibals.
You ain't gonna build your colony. And you're not gonna offend. There's, some doomsday preppers, man.
Ain't gonna be no Yako system.
No, it's not. Because everybody gonna be tested with that Karagna, man. The hour of temptation. All right? Which is the Karagna and Jacob's trouble.
That's right.
The Karagna is gonna spawn Jacob's trouble.
Yeah.
Jake gonna be scrambling, man.
Yeah.
Okay? Go ahead.
This is the book of 1 John chapter 3 and verse 8. He that committeth sin is of the devil.
Who's that committed sin? That fornicator. Who, in actuality, the nigga's a Hebrew. So you're supposed to receive this truth, stupid. You're supposed to receive this truth, Esau. So it's dealing with you. It's you the fornicator. Your legacy is supposed to be part of, not hypothetically. We're speaking hypothetically. We know he was predestined for that nigga to go off and become a nimwit. Baseman. All right? So it was predestined for him to be that way. But ultimately, this man, he's the fornicator. But you're supposed to take on that legacy, stupid. Go ahead.
He that committed sin is of the devil, for the devil sinned from the beginning. For this purpose, the Son of the Most High was manifested that he might destroy the works of the devil.
Read it again.
He that committed sin is of the devil, for the devil sinned from the beginning.
From the beginning.
That's right.
The deceiver. We said the wicked go astray from the womb. As soon as they be born, they speak lies.
That's right.
The nigga was the devil straight out the womb. You remember Macaulay Culkin, the good son, the bad son?
Damien.
Yeah, Damien. Yeah, so that's Esau.
Hey, you know what?
That nigga.
Said,
and going back to the serpent, and Cain.
Yep, he's the first murderer.
He's first murderer. So the nigga came out.
Witchcraft,
Esau,
murdering.
Wicked.
Yep.
But you go ahead, you go.
no, that's why Yahweh said to the wicked scribes and Pharisees, you are your father the devil. He was a murderer from the beginning, a murderer and a liar from the beginning.
That's right.
Oh, not the truth.
It says, for this purpose, the Son of the Most High was manifested that he might destroy the works of the devil.
Right, so he was manifested that he might destroy the works of the devil, which we already know who the devil is. All right, there's only one devil. Okay, that's the Edomite race. All right, and you ain't gonna get from it. That's your carbon footprint in the earth. You created racism. You created hate. We don't want to hear all that bullshit about anti-Semitism. You've been anti-Shemitic your whole damn existence.
Yep.
And we've proven to you.
Yeah. Lily, he
All
slayed
right?
his brother.
You're not the only Shemite that come out of Shem, you stupid, goofy, dummies, man. All right?
Yeah. They killing the Ishmaelites right now as we speak.
They killing them Palestinians, and they doing them Palestinians
Dirty.
over there. And you talking about being anti-Semitic. You're the number one anti-Semite or Shemite. All right? And you're not the only Shemite.
God.
There's other nations that come out of Shem. All right? You know?
So like over there, I forgot where it is, but it's kind of like over there by Israel. They built the iron fence to keep the Palestinians. They can't go into their own. They like taking over their land. Like they can't use the public transportation and everything. Right? They were showing that on TikTok.
No, you see the same thing. Did you send it to me?
Yeah. That dude was over there making.
He was
over there snapping at them. He was cussing them out to their face, man.
Because that shows you that Haitians, they really racist. And you Edomites created that shit, man. You know, start with Amalek. That's how you know he's the top tribe of the nation of Edom. Because all the other Edomites, they send all the tribute and the money to them. That's how you know you the top tribe of the Edomites. You got the Bible Belt Christians over here who send you money annually. All right, you got the anti-defamation bullshit you guys set up that you get money through. Can't nobody say nothing against you, the so-called Jews, the red media, the Edomite media, whatever the hell you want to call it. All right, you know. Louder and louder. As I'm talking, he's gonna get louder and louder. Go ahead. Genesis 25, where Esau said he's gonna hit his brother. Oh, he's gonna kill him. Yeah, man.
This is the book, Genesis chapter 27 and verse 41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand, then will I slay my brother Jacob.
Yeah, so he said he want to slay his brother Jacob. Okay? We already know. That's not good shit.
Some tea? Peppermint tea?
Yeah, I'll take some tea.
Peppermint? Oh, for sure. Well, you know, the scriptures say he that hateth his brother is a murderer.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, he takes it a step further and actually tried to murder his brother. And is murdering his brother today.
That's what don't cut up. That's what Obadiah says when he says.
God.
You know? We're going to get that because you exposed it. You got something.
Oh, two? God.
Yeah.
But the Thessalonians too? About kind.
Genesis 27 and 41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him.
So he hated Jacob because of the blessing that Isaac gave him, but that's the same blessing that Esau despised and cast away.
You know what that proves, though? Another one of Esau's traits is that he's covetous.
Envious, yeah. Yeah, ain't nothing more evil than a covetous man.
Well, it's dealing directly towards
Con.
And Esau's the marquee. He's the preeminent covetous.
Nigga's a hater.
Yeah, but they say the wicked, it's talking about the wicked.
Con.
It's talking about the devil, it's talking about the devil.
You feel that?
Yeah.
That's a spit. Eating up.
And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand, then will I slay my brother Jacob.
So he had it in his mind that he was premeditated. That's what we call it, premeditated murder.
Yeah.
Premeditated Jacob's fall, man, that he wanted to destroy him.
And not only is that disrespecting the Most High, but that's not disrespecting your brother, but now you're disrespecting your late father who just died and blessed this man with a certain blessing. You're going to take it from him.
That's what they're doing now. You know? Playing the abuse. Okay.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
Now what day is he talking about? He's talking about the second coming of who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, but his true name, all right, is Yahweh Shai. Okay? That second come. Now the falling away, all right, happened when Israel was completely dispelled from the land, from that land of Israel. Okay? All right? And the reestablishment, all right, and them being brought back was not through a 1948 mandate. It wasn't through any of the Aliyahs. It wasn't the Balfour Declaration. It wasn't through any of those.
That's right.
Palestine mandate. Because the Palestine mandate. Because all of those, that's man-made. Their return is going to be, scripture talking about the strangeness of his salvation. It's going to be God that actually, the Most High Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, is going to put us in that land. Okay? So, go ahead, read that again.
2 Thessalonians 2 and 3. Let no man deceive you by any means.
Right.
For that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first.
70 AD. That's what we're referring to. Titus,
Vespasian.
Vespasian. Okay? Domitian being the father, right?
Vespasian.
Vespasian.
Yep.
Domitian.
Yep.
Titus, the brother.
Con.
All right? And they got what they call archetypes. Okay? Is that in Italy?
Yeah, you got one in Rome, you got one in New York, you got one in DC, you got one in Atlanta. I think there's one in Chicago.
You see? And what is it? That's dealing with conquering Judah. Okay? So the dispelling this place from the land, that was part of the falling away. Since losing our heritage and being dispersed throughout the
the copter.
Oh, that's the Concord. Yeah. What you saying? Oh, they got one. Yeah, they do. In the actual Hollywood, yeah.
Hollywood Theater.
See?
It's like
that's fair.
It's like the street. It's like you first walk.
You know what it is? I'm thinking acting.
Walking there.
You know, they have their whole Hollywood setup. With
Oh.
the different theaters and stuff like
So
that.
the entrance.
Is the archetype.
Oh, ain't that some shit?
But that proves that the Hollywood industry is Esau too.
Mm-hmm.
You know? That's the direct correlation if you're paying attention. All right? Go ahead.
It says, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
And that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Perdition is going into what? Destruction, right?
Yep.
All right? And he's being
Good.
revealed through what? I think it's going to but the wicked is being revealed in the son. All right? So it wasn't time to stand with the wicked and justify the wicked for reward. You know, you got Shaq, them niggas the biggest cool. I'm literally the biggest cool. Them and what's his name? John.
Yeah, and Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaquille O'Neal. Y'all the biggest, literally the biggest. Yeah, you just said it. Yeah, it's a low life. Yeah.
He a little slow.
You know, because
The slowest basketball player who ever played.
they sign on paychecks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they own everybody from the media, from the basketball teams. Hell, the NBA commissioner is a small hat.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
That's right next to Ian.
but you got it out.
All right. Verse 4.
He said 12 tribes.
What's up, Knights?
Verse 4. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worship.
Who is doing that? That's an actual man. He's showing himself in the scientific. What do you call them niggas? What's the black dude that do the science? Neil deGrasse.
Yeah, Neil deGrasse Tyson.
What is his title? He's an astrophysicist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all the people that's in astrophysics, the people that deal with the brain,
Neuroscience.
neuroscience, all of these people are who we talking about? Scientific institute. They're the heads of scientific institutions.
Cornell West.
And guess what? Yeah,
No,
it's
it's
all.
all East Side.
Yeah. But it all comes from one hub. It's their religious order. The Roman Catholic Church is heavy into science and witchcraft. They're heavy into that, you know? And that's part of the Edomite, one of their tier structures of dominance, of world dominance. So,
who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worship, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, shewing himself that he is God.
nobody doing that with the so-called white people. Making decrees, you know, telling these different religions they're going to accept homosexuality, going to accept this, that, and the third, you know. So we clearly see who it is.
He's sitting in the temple. You got the whole place. His people is in our whole place. So he's sitting in the temple as he's in power. And he took in the nationality of the chosen. So he trying to basically say that he's the chosen, he's the anointed. And that's what's being revealed right now, that he's actually not the chosen. Okay? That's what's being revealed, that he is an apostle. Esau Edom is an apostle. Okay? Which is someone who deceives, someone who's deceiving or portraying to be something they're not. Basically, someone who is fraudulent, who has
they're not. That's what an imposter is. Which is the so-called white man. He's an imposter. So he's being called out on these things now.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 25 and verse 7. And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people.
So now what the Lord is doing is he's revealing who the nations are according to the Bible. Beginning with Esau, with the 12 tribes of Israel, who are the people. Okay? The Arabs, the Ishmaelites. Okay? The Lord is revealing who's Amalek, which is the elites of this world, the so-called Ish people, the Ish people. The Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, okay, the Baker families. They have something called the 13 Illuminati Baker family, bloodline families. Those, a lot of those German Ish people, Germans, Teman.
Yep.
And the Ish people, Amalek, they're Teman. So they're being discovered. And that's the Lord doing it. And he's doing it by him first, but as well as by the prophets speaking who these people were. Nobody was speaking about Edom or Esau until the men of the Lord came on the scene. Nobody was going into Obadiah. Nobody was going into these scriptures or pulling out who these people are through the Bible.
That's right.
Besides the prophets. Okay? Nobody did that. You know? Go ahead.
Isaiah 25 and 7, and he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations.
Yeah, because everyone had a veil over them, and hell, even other nations was given bywords. See, other nations was given proverbs and bywords. They were given Chinese and Japanese. They wasn't given Moab and Ammon. See, Ishmael changed his name into Arabs. Okay. They know they was the Syrians.
Persians.
Right? The who?
Persians. That's Elam.
And the Syrians, they know that the Persians. Which they know that. But what they do, they covered that name up and said we're Syrians. So we're revealing all those things, man. You know? Go ahead.
No, go ahead. This is the book of Obadiah, verse 6. How are the things of Esau searched out?
Right.
How are his hidden things sought up?
Yeah, so the hidden things that they tried to cover up, they didn't put down in the bunker, the history, the records.
In their archives, they got they have the history and all of the historical records and genealogies in Vatican archives.
Which that's what they say. We don't know 100% exactly where it's at. You know what I'm saying? We ain't never been there, so we can't, you know, 100% say that's fucking true. But I'm pretty sure they got votes and stuff, but you know, we don't know exactly where it's at, to be honest. It could be anything. But we know they got them, that's the point. And they've hid these things for generations and generations. And now, what's upsetting this devil is that out of the blue, these things have been revealed. You see? And you know ain't no niggas in these meetings. Ain't no niggas up at 3 o'clock in the morning traveling to some unknown location and figuring out what they're doing. It's the Holy Spirit that's being downloaded, and it's Yahweh Shemel Shai making good on his word. That this is the place where it says that we're going to find out who we are. Okay? Hosea, the 1st chapter. And as well as this is the place where it says uncover the thigh. You know? So the things are being shown, the evil, the wickedness is being shown, is pinpointed to what is known as the European man of the day, or the Caucasian man, which is the Edomites, which is Esau, according to the Bible. Go ahead, you got it. Yeah.
This is the book of Hosea, chapter 1 and verse 9, and it reads, "Except the Most High call his name, Lo am I, for ye are not my people, and I will not be your power. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea." Cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, "Ye are not my people," there it shall be said unto them, "Ye are the sons of the living power."
So where was that said unto sons of God. Here. It was said that here that we want the children of Israel. Somebody hold on that Psalm 83. Keep that on. You keep that. You stay right. Stay right. Read that again.
This is Hosea 1:10. And it reads, "Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea."
Yeah, so we are not the minority. We're actually the majority. Okay, that seed has been planted all over the 4 quarters of the earth, man. We got Israelites that look like, where's the Edomites? We got Israelites that look like the so-called Arabs. We got Israelites that look like the so-called Japanese men or Chinese men. The sand of the sea. Okay, so we're not the minority. We are the majority. Go ahead.
Which cannot be measured nor numbered.
Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, "Ye are not my people," there it shall be said unto them, "Ye are the sons of the living power."
So this is where it's being told to the world now. Starting with Judah. Oh, damn, Esau. Starting with Judah. Okay? And the Lord always uses Judah to stir things, to stir the pot up. Okay? Because now you got, look man, you gotta understand what's happening. You have a billionaire Kanye, alright? And Kyrie Irving, he's a billionaire. You know, he makes billions. You got a billionaire and a millionaire.
Not no more.
So-called African-American men on national TV proclaiming that we are Shemitic and proclaiming that we are the true Jews. That's not nothing light, man.
Massive.
Alright? Now, like I keep saying, I'm going to keep saying in my videos, we ain't expecting them to come out with the scriptures and be in our mode, man. With the mentality that we have. We're not expecting that. Don't expect that, bro. I don't expect that. It's not going to happen. Now, could it happen? Of course. The Lord put the Spirit on them, and it can be a viral moment. But they hit some precepts, hit some scriptures. That's the Lord's will. But don't expect them people in that particular status to go into these scriptures and go in and, they doing their purpose. What's happening is the Lord is using this tool to spread over the 4 corners of the earth now.
That's
because
right.
who don't watch fucking basketball? Niggas in Russia watch basketball. Anybody in Russia watch basketball. Switzerland, Ireland. Everybody in the world love niggas when they in their sports. This is going over the 4 corners of the earth. Oh, now you have the entertainment world, which is Kanye, the artist. And then you have the sports world. And with the sports world on ESPN and all that, guess who's watching it? Football, baseball, soccer, hockey, college basketball, women's basketball. Everybody's watching this, man. Now let's deal with the entertainment industry. The whole world knows who the fuck Kanye West is, man.
Yep. Fashion.
Fashion. So the Lord is using these men. Give me real quick. What is that? Joel 2:26. This is the prophecy of Joel.
Spirit being poured out all over the earth.
This is the prophecy.
This is Joel 2:26. It says, "And ye shall eat in plenty and be satisfied and praise the name of the Lord, Yahweh, Hashem Yahushua, your power, that have dealt wonders with you, and my people shall never be ashamed."
But that's a good one. I wouldn't even think about that one. Read that again real quick. Because it says your spirit should be poured out. That's Joel what?
The 3.
Is it 3 or 2?
It's at the end.
Start from where you at.
Kind.
But kind of look into it. So
I know it's close
sure.
to.
And I'm voting for you.
Because you're talking about the Spirit being, Lord pouring out the Spirit.
Go ahead, we'll keep reading down.
Okay.
I'm just saying, just check. Yeah, we gonna scan through it. All right. It is right there.
There you go. This Joel 2:28. It said, "And it shall
There we
come to
go.
pass afterwards that I will pour out my
Now
spirit."
start from 26.
26. All right, this back in Joel 2:26. It said, "Ye shall eat in plenty and be satisfied and praise the name of the Most High, your power, that have dealt wondrous with you, and my people shall never be ashamed." And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord, your power.
Hey, the Lord is in the midst of Israel, man. You know? And that's Israel as a whole, too. You know? Because even the wicked Israelites is still in the spirit, it has the spirit of the Most High. So he's in the midst of Israel. Go ahead.
It says, and nothing else. And my people shall never be ashamed.
Right?
And it shall come to pass afterwards that I will pour.
So I just told you that the Lord's people is the Israelites. He said, and my people shall never be ashamed.
He said, I'm in the midst of it.
Of Israel and none else.
You will never hear the Lord say he's in the midst of the Edomites. You will never hear in the scripture where it says he's in the midst of the Ammonites, the Jebusites, the Hittites. Okay?
Their judgment is proclaimed in Amos, in the 1st chapter, for their transgressions.
He said, I'm the Lord your power and nothing else.
Go ahead.
It's verse 28. I'm gonna read 27 again. This is and ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord, Yahweh, your power,
right?
And nothing else. And my people shall never be ashamed. And it shall come to pass afterwards that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams, your young men shall see visions.
Hey, that's what's happening, man. So the Lord is putting his spirit out here. See, he's putting his spirit out here by the way of the angels. The angels is doing their work on these people, man. Say this, get fed up with this, get mad at this. Ask him this question, respond like this. Push your around spot. The Lord is doing that, man. And this is just a small increment. Wait till Judah get real roused up in this bitch. Wait till look the spirit on these Judites, man. Because even the wimpiest Judite, the most, I believe, the number one, the sellouts, the little bitch made Jakes, the little soft ass Jakes, they gonna be pissed. The ones that believe in this system, they gonna so-called open tongues, they gonna fucking eat them myself, man.
Flip all this shit over.
Yeah, there's gonna be a war, man. You know, like a civil war. The Lord gonna put the spirit on these nations. It's gonna be a clash. There's gonna be a clash out here. The Lord finna rouse shit up in here, man. And you niggas, y'all gonna get caught off guard first. The first wave, you niggas gonna get caught off guard, man. You know? Go ahead.
Verse 29 says, and also upon the servants.
This is crazy. I was hearing them in a minute. That was Babylon falling. Man, it's the spirit. This place is falling. Go ahead.
It says, and also upon the servants and upon the handmaids in those days I will pour out my spirit.
Yep.
And I will shew wonders in the heavens and in the earth.
Yep, that's what the Lord doing right now. The heavens, how is he showing his work in the heavens? By the way of the chariots, by the way of the moon cycle. You just said earlier, on the 18th?
Yeah,
the 8th of what?
November 8th.
Oh,
So 2 days from now?
November 8th, the same day as the election, is going to be a rare blood moon
eclipse. See? Yeah, because they conjure up the demons. So they know. Esau knows. It's you niggas don't know what the fuck is going on right now. You niggas is stupid.
Oh, that's fine.
You Israelites don't know what the fuck is going on right now, man. You know? Wonder why you're having these crazy dreams, bad dreams, and nightmares, and demons bothering you, and all type of crazy shit. You got these witches and warlocks. Those are the ones that control the cities. You know?
What's it like? If I may add, just to add to what the brother was saying, you know, they got this thing on the TikTok about them asking like plenty of people like, am I the only one, or am I waking up at 3 or 4 in the morning and can't go to sleep, and headaches and certain things going on, you know, and it could be millions of people on there concurrent, you know, saying yeah.
I'm waking up like that kid.
God.
Some people don't. I noticed it right away. I thought I was going crazy.
That's because the world is spiritual. More spiritual now. Even though it's wicked and common. But when the Lord is spirit, it's going to earth like a flood.
Just back in 2:29 said also upon the servants and upon the handmaids in those days I will pour out my spirit.
And that's what the Lord has done, is poured out his spirit. Okay? And that's why all these things be revealed, man. You know? So the truth is here. You know? Somebody give me the internet scripture. Yeah. Psalm 19.
Psalm chapter 19 and verse 1. The heavens declare the glory of the Most High, and the firmament sheweth his handiwork. Day unto day utter his speech, and night unto night sheweth knowledge.
Yeah. That's by the way of the internet. Day unto day sheweth speech, night unto night utter knowledge. Okay? So, let's say I was speaking to the brother in Hawaii a couple of days ago. Howard, shalom to that brother. But so it was 4 p.m. here, right? And he said, yeah, bro, it's 11 a.m. there. You know? So by the time we got like two and a half more hours left before it get dark where we at. And it'll really just be getting his day over there. So when that brother do his live show, and those in Hawaii or whoever may be watching him, you know, it's at nighttime. You know? Well, when we watch his videos, it be at nighttime. But in his time period, he go outside after the video, it's daytime. You know? So that's how the Lord did it. You know? That's that, what's that? That's that Genesis 2, Genesis 1.
When he split the lights, the twilight.
The twilight is going to be one side of the world will be dark and the other side of the world will be light. That's the twilight. You see?
Yeah. And the sun and the moon work in their perfect fashion. Con. It's perfect.
Yeah. Yep.
Right now it's daytime over there. It's nighttime.
But it's daytime either. Yeah. It's early. It's early time for them. In 2 hours, like it's 6 o'clock now, right? About 6. So we finna.
It's about 2 o'clock over there.
It's about 2 o'clock over there now. So it ain't nighttime. It's just gonna be dark here. It's
dark here.
They start their day.
It's gonna start their day on.
Yeah. Yep. Go ahead.
Psalm 19 and 3. There is no language, there is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard.
Yep, because on the internet you can change to any language. You know?
Subtitles, you can read subtitles in your language.
So everybody seen when Kyrie, he said I cannot be anti-Semitic if I know where I come from. I cannot be anti-Semitic if I know where I come from.
He was pissed too.
The background was like, what do you mean?
He was pissed off in the interview too, boy.
Just like he said, hey, you cannot be anti-Semitic if you know where we come from.
That's right.
Meaning we ain't from fucking hell.
God.
That's what that means. We're not from hell. The only Shemitics, like the non-Shemitic tribes are only the Hamites and the Japhites. Everybody else is Shemitic.
That's right.
So if you're not an Aborigine from that descent, all right, or African, Egyptian, okay, an Ethiopian, a Canaanite, all right, a Libyan, and the Libyans is really is hand.
Yep, they come from foot.
You know?
Boy, you smart.
So, it's the truth. God damn.
Yeah.
It's the truth.
Yeah. When you read it, the Zondervan Dictionary, it says Ham is the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes. What Mandela say? Those people have problems, their problems, we have ours.
Yeah. I gotta use it because I was gonna name my last lesson, not the Negroes.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you said that because I'm gonna have to add in that to my lesson.
Somebody put that in the mashup on social media. I seen it yesterday. Oh shit! And then with the Sugar Hill.
Akata.
Yeah. 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven.
Yeah, that's you know that dog should not wag his tongue against Israel.
Let us know. So the truth is coming out, man.
That's right.
Okay, yo, weak ass.
Through.
You're weak as hell.
I know. He punching the air.
Yeah. Yeah, you weak ass. You definitely Haman the Agagite.
Man.
I was saying that shit for years. I was saying that for years. When he first came on the scene.
But you seen Kanye say that quote on Drink Champs, he started punching the air and shit. God damn it!
Because he trying to figure out what the fuck is going on.
Right.
He trying to figure out, damn, I just went to the NFLs. I just went to the NBA class 2 years ago. It ain't working. Remember 2019?
Con.
I ain't stop shit.
That's right.
And all them celebrities and all them basketball players, they know what's going on. They know Kyrie ain't fucking tripping.
Yep.
A lot of them some bitch ass niggas though. You see, but ain't nobody coming out on it besides you got these gatekeepers.
Shaq knew.
Bald head ass Charles Barkley.
Yep.
And
Shaquille.
Shaquille O'Neal. Which everybody know that nigga's been a sellout. He been a
He was a sellout back in LSU.
Yeah, he was a they molded him up into that. You know. Israelites who want us to be in this system, be in this world. And this place is going down.
So like, if I may add, they claimed, the NBA claimed that they suspended him only because they wanted him to, Kyrie, only because that they wanted him to actually, not just publicly apologize, but also, pretty much, pretty much saying he don't believe in that. You know
He said he ain't doing shit.
Yeah.
Good for him. May the Lord be with him. Yeah, he still got that lump on his ring and shit though. Because it says African Jew. So that stigma is still there. African, you know. And I believe he's sincere. I could be wrong, but I believe he's sincere. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Come on, man. There's gonna be a lot of people waking up from that world, man. The scriptures speak about this, the men of Nineveh. He's gonna condemn this generation.
That's right.
Okay.
That's perfect.
So the men of Nineveh, get that at Luke.
I got you, Jeremiah. So Jeremiah.
Hold on. Slack. Get that at Luke is men. It's the Luke too, but it's
the book of Matthew chapter 12 verse 41. The men of Nineveh shall rise in judgment with this generation.
Yeah, the men of Nineveh is talking about the people that's in the high status in this world. Because this is Nineveh.
That's right.
Nineveh was a capital city. Okay? It flourished.
Yep.
Just like America. So the men of Nineveh what?
Shall rise in judgment with this generation. And shall condemn it.
Because remember what Kyrie said when he was sitting at the conference. He said all I did was upload. He said I don't remember everything with Sandy Hook and Alex Jones, but the things that he said in there concerning America is built off of cultism, this, that, and the third. He said it is true. He said it is true, which it is true.
That's right.
So he's condemning this place, man. Tell you this is nothing but cultism, witchcraft and sorcery, man. There's a lot of stuff that he know we didn't speak about. And that's why we got the testimony to speak about.
That's right.
Go ahead.
We ain't got no chains.
Because they repented at the preaching of Jonas, and behold, a greater than Jonas is here.
Y'all was shy.
I knew that was going to happen. It's cool.
Say again.
Jonas' testimony.
That's it. Get that. You sure you got that?
The Jeremiah 5:26. It's Jeremiah 5:26. It says, "For among my people I found wicked men."
You know what? Read up a tab here, brother.
Suck it. Let me read.